Okay, welcome to Chair Yoga, and we have a hot day today, so we'll be working a little bit with how do we do poses that can cool us down in hot weather, if that's possible. So we will be working on some cooling poses and some cooling breaths, and we'll hit some of our usual suspects or unusual suspects. So come to the edge of the chair. Find a nice postural alignment, head over shoulders, shoulders over hips, and maybe knees over ankles. And we'll start with 3 of my favorite cooling breaths. And the reason I offer you 3 breaths is sometimes there may be reasons you don't like one breath or the other. So this is a good way to experiment with different breathing techniques and choose the one that you prefer. So the first one is a smiling breath. So you open the mouth, the teeth are gently touching, and the tip of the tongue is just behind the teeth. And you're going to breathe in through the teeth. It might make a hissing sound. And then exhale through the nose. Breathe in through the smiling teeth. Exhale through the nose. So that's the first cooling technique. If you have sensitive teeth, that may not be apropos. So a second version of that is to create a hollow pipe-like shape with your tongue and stick it out. And then breathe over the top of the tongue through that hollow. Exhale through the nose. One thing you may find challenging when you start with the mouth breathing is sometimes it leaves you with a dry mouth. So they're the 2 mouth breath techniques to cool you down. Now, if mouth breathing doesn't work for you, the nose breath that cools you down is called single nostril breathing, just through the left nostril. So you take the tip of the thumb on the right hand, you cover the right nostril, and you breathe in and out of the left nostril only. Remembering to be very gentle with the tip of the nose, so you're not pinching the nose. You're simply covering it. And the next time you exhale, you can let go of that breathing technique through a single nostril. So there we have the 3 breathing techniques: through the teeth, through a rolled up tongue, or single nostril, left nostril. So we're just going to do a sequence of 10 breaths in each. And if there's any particular one that you don't like, you can leave that out and just repeat the one that you do like the most. Okay? So we'll start with single nostril. letting the breath be slow and gentle. And just noticing if it does indeed feel cooling. 5 more breaths. Now, the next time you exhale through the left nostril, create a smile, teeth gently touching, tip of the tongue at the back of the teeth, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the nose. Let the breath be gentle. Five to go. And then continuing on through the mouth, but changing the shape of the embouchure to the rolled tongue. Inhaling along through the tongue, exhaling through the nose. Four to go. And releasing the breathing techniques just to notice how you feel after those 3 different techniques. And at any time in today's class, if you remember or if I remind you, see if you want to come back to one of those 3 techniques. Let's start with the feet. Rotate the feet out, Charlie Chaplin style, and lift the heels up. Drop the heels down. Lift the toes up, spread the toes, and then repeat. Heels up, toes up. Just working that dynamic in the ankle, activating the feet. Nice wide spread of the hips to keep the cooling shape. And then choosing whichever breathing technique you want. Inhale as you lift the heels. Exhale as you drop and lift the toes. Any breathing technique you like. 2 more. And then we're going to bring the feet roughly parallel to the knees. The feet might be back a little bit, so it's not quite perpendicular. The knees are not quite at right angle. And we're going to do the same movement. Lift the heels up. Inhale. Drop the heels down and lift the toes up the ball of the foot. So you'll start to feel yourself rocking forward and backward on your chair as well. And I want you to notice as you do that rock, what happens to the belly as you inhale, come onto the balls of the feet, feel the low back arch, and as you sink back and bring up the balls of the feet, you get a little tiny abdominal crunch. Add your breathing, any technique. Three more. And then the final one will be to let the knees come in towards each other and the feet are going to rotate, the toes are going to rotate towards each other, what we call pigeon-toed. And we're going to do exactly the same exercise. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, drop and lift the toes. So you're working out the ankle joint and the muscles in the feet in 3 directions with dorsiflexion and plantarflexion. So it's going to hit the foot differently each time. Layer on your breath. I'm going to do single nostril on this one. Three more. And then release. Let's extend the legs out in front. Lean back in the chair, curling the toes back. Support the back of the head with your hands or grab the chair with your hands, whichever feels most comfortable, most secure. Drive out through the heel bones so the calf muscles are lengthening, helping the Achilles release its tight grip on the ankle and the heel. And then crossing the right ankle over the left. Sit yourself up and bring that leg up into your figure 4. Let's do some work with the feet using the hands. Grab the toes, grab the ankle or the shin, and turn your foot. Now we want the ankle to be passive on this particular movement. So you can grip your toes, unless they've got any injuries, you can grip your toes quite strongly like a firm handshake and really turn that foot. And the other direction. And then we're going to take both hands and simply with closed fists and knuckles or open hands and fingers, massage and smack. Just smack the foot, top and bottom, side to side, all over, toes, ball, arch, heel, ankles, Achilles. So we're stimulating through percussion the blood vessels in the foot, getting some nice blood flow down there. And then to finish off, we'll do our famous toe massage, toe wiggle, and toe stretch. So start by taking the pinky toe and toe number 4, squeezing them strongly between your thumb and fingers, hitting all the pressure points, including the toenails, and then wiggling those same 2 toes forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, and then stretching them apart sideways, stretching the webbing between the toes. Always working, if there's any injury, just avoiding any pain there. And then you make your way to the next 2, toe 4 and 3, the middle toe and the same toe that you just did. So all the toes get 2 chances, except for the big toe and the little toe. They only get the 1. Don't forget the wiggling and the stretching sideways. So I'm up to toe 2 and 3, same thing. Squeezes, squeezes, wiggles, and stretches. When you get to the big toe, it might be a different experience, so you adjust accordingly if you need to be a little more gentle. And then you can just massage the whole foot. So we're really giving that foot quite a bit of focus. And before we put that foot away, let's grab the hamstring and just do some knee extensions, toe curls back, knee extensions, toes curl back. All right, I'm feeling pretty generous to that foot today, so make sure you have a strap handy. Grab your strap. And you can bring the strap underneath the foot and give it a nice floss. So you can see I'm leaning back with the torso, the weight of my torso pulling against that strap. So that's quite a bit of pressure into the fascia at the bottom of the foot. And then holding the foot up, grab the strap with the diagonally opposite hand. That's for me, so I'm going to call this the left hand and right leg. Lift the other hand up and turn your body towards that lifted hand. So turn your head, turn your torso, try to bring that shoulder back, and you're going to feel that twisting motion go right up through the leg into the low back. Exhale, gently release. Lower that foot. And simply notice if there's a difference between the 2 limbs. Let's do a little stretch in between once again. we can't take enough care of the Achilles tendon and the calf muscle. Is such an important part of the foot to help manage plantar fasciitis. And then crossing the opposite ankle, that's going to be, I'm going to call it my left leg up, figure 4. And we're going to come to the other side. Start with your handshake of the toes, turning that foot vigorously and strongly with your hand, passive ankle. What a great trip it's been to America. Got a great country here, folks. And the other way. And then we'll come into some percussion, fists, hands, however you want to stimulate that distant outpost of the body. So I've been doing a lot of barefoot walking here in America, and I found it really helps the feet, especially when you have so many seasons here, and there's some seasons you can't get out in bare feet. It's great to get out when you can in bare feet. All right, and then we'll do our toe work. Giving ourselves a little reflexology type session here today. Don't forget the wiggles, the stretches. Move on when you've completed one pair of toes. So I'm zooming in here today from the beautiful Canyon Ranch Yoga Studio. Remember when you get to the big toe, just to be mindful. And if you want to go all over the foot, once you've finished the big toe, you can just find any other spots that just feel like, you found me at last. Grabbing the hamstring with your hands, we'll do some knee extensions, toe curl back. Once again, giving some support to that movement through the knee joint without pressure, without weight bearing. And also reminding as you curl the toes back of keeping the calf muscle lengthening. And then we'll come to some flossing with the strap. Once again, you can be quite curious. Be curious. What kind of intensity does the bottom of my foot appreciate with flossing? If you have very sensitive soles, you might find, I have to be quite gentle. If they're a little toughened up, then you might find not so gentle is okay. And then we're simply going to bring it up, stretching out. Diagonal limbs, right hand, left leg, left hand, opposite hand in the air. And as you bring that foot in front of you, turning your body towards the upraised hand. And then slowly releasing, taking the strap away, maybe coming into one final extension, toes curled back. Oh. All right, so now we've taken care of kind of the lower body a little bit. Let's get into the upper body, particularly the back and the shoulders and the neck. We'll start with our traditional forward fold, and we'll add some twists as well. So recommend a block if you have one. Just put it down on your mat, high, long ways up. Come to the edge of the chair, feet rotated outwards, sumo squat, elbows on knees. Relax the shoulders. Head position. Let's notice some head positions here. Chin neutral, about a fist distance away from the chest. And then slowly let the head drop as if you're looking down at the ground, feeling the traction in the back of the neck. Slowly lift the chin away and perhaps look up a little bit so you feel the low back arching a bit. And then down, rounding the back. So it's a very, very mild cat and cow, initiated by the head nod and the head drop. The next time the head comes to neutral, lean two straight arms onto the block. So your weight is shifted forward. The weight is coming through the arms into the block. And this time, taking the position a little deeper by bending the elbows and then straightening the elbows. Try to keep the head in neutral rather than dropping the head. So in a certain way, it's like doing a gentle push-up. Bending the elbows, straightening the arms. And just see what your range of motion is. How deeply do you like to come down? How much do you feel that stretch in the hips and the low back? Remember, keep it appropriate, not too much. Always venture out carefully. But in this position with the chin not dropping, we hinge forward and we get that traction. Now the next time you bend the elbows, here's the option to drop the head. And you can hang out here or you can come up at any time. If you feel lightheaded, come up. Slowly straighten the arms and then bring one elbow at a time onto the thighs. And we'll come back to the head nods, the gentle cat and cow. When the head comes to neutral, walk the hands back along the thighs so you start to bring the torso up now. And we'll just take a moment to recline and extend the legs. In a relaxed form, we don't have to overdo this. And then start to open the elbows out a little bit more and squeeze your buttocks. So we protect the low back as we do this by squeezing the buttocks, curl the toes back, and open the elbows up. So we're really getting a big opening here and squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other. So let's work on the shoulders a little bit more here. Bring the hands down, come to the upright position. And bringing the hands out to the side, bending the elbows, palms face forward. We'll start with some rotations. So like you're in a goddess, but you're twisting to one side, and someone calls your name on the other side, you twist to the other side. And your hands remain in that goalpost position. If they get tired at all, you can rest them. Now the next time you come to neutral, bring the hands slowly down, and I can feel quite a little zing going through my left arm here. So the palms are facing down, and then you turn left, and then right. So once again, the elbows stay where they are, but this time the hands drop down, the back of the hands facing forward. You're in a scarecrow position. Keep the shoulder blades squeezed, turn left. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, right. And come back to neutral and relax. So if you haven't done that for a while, you might feel that. So we'll just do some hand openings. Almost like you're trying to hear the hands clapping. One hand clapping. The sound of one hand clapping. The Zen koan. For 3, 2, hold the fists. Hold the fists. Squeeze, and then flick the fingers open. Flick, squeeze, flick, squeeze, flick. 2 more. Squeeze, flick, squeeze, and flick. Whew, that's quite a workout for the arms. If you have the strap handy, grab the strap. We're going to go fishing. So you take your fishing line into your right hand and dangle it behind your back. Now you may notice my elbows out to the side here. So the question is, can I align that elbow more with my spine or not? So I'm going to experiment here with the opposite hand. Is simply going to pull that elbow closer into the back of my skull, and so rather than it sticking out as much as it did, that's my alignment. So play with your alignment. How much range of motion can that elbow move and that stretch right here through the lat and the oblique stretch, and then the tricep. And then take the left hand, the hand that was pulling the elbow behind, and see if you can find the fishing line. So that hand is the fish, the top hand is the fisherman, and see if you can bring the fish and the fisherman closer together. Don't overdo this because we're going to be here for a little while. And we'll do 5 cooling breaths of choice, except for a single nostril. Then release the breathing technique and soften the grip between the hands. The fish got away. And simply sit there with the hands resting on the thighs or the lap, palm up. And notice any after effects of cow face pose, Gopasana. Now we're going to go fishing on the other side, so grabbing with that left hand, bring it up, and once again, noticing where the elbow likes to stick out. It comes out like a big ear. And then you can play with the alignment. You can even lean in the opposite direction to kind of lengthen the tightness of the ribs right down into the side abdominals. And then your fish can find the fishing line. And once you've secured your hands in the appropriate distance apart, not too much tension in the shoulders, let's do 5 cooling breaths. Same technique or a different technique, except single nostril. Keeping the back of the head pressing against the wrist, so the head's not dropping forward to compensate. Let the breathing technique fall away. Let the arms relax and rest. And getting into the shoulders, upper back a little bit more. Let's take the left hand and sweep it across, just like you're opening a shower curtain, and then sweep it back. Just a few more movements across the body, just the left hand. The next time it comes across in front of the body, the right elbow is going to hook on and squeeze it in so you feel that different type of stretch in the upper back. Let your neck become long, like a little turtle coming out of its shell. One way to do that is to push that left shoulder down with your hand and turn your head towards the left shoulder. Bring the head to neutral, keep the elbows locked, and attempt to bring the hands towards each other with locked elbows. So the hands come towards each other. The hands may reach each other into your eagle arms, they may not. If they don't, I'm going to recommend you take the strap in the left hand and dangle it down, and the right hand will grab the strap, so you'll connect the hands with the strap. If you'd like to, you can open the hips a little more and bow slowly towards the ground in eagle arms. Push through the feet when you come up. That's going to take the pressure off the back. Slowly release the arms, relax the arms. All right, let's try the other hand. The other arm's going to sweep across in front and back a few times. Feel your shoulder mobility. And the next time it comes across, capture elbow to elbow and squeeze it in. And pulling that right shoulder down this time, neck gets long, turning the head towards that left side. Bringing the head to neutral, keeping the elbows locked, and then attempting to bring the hands towards each other with locked elbows on this side. Connecting hands or connecting hands with the strap. With the optional bow towards the ground. Remember to push through the feet when you come up, so the back isn't working. Relaxing the arms. And once again, finishing our practice with cooling pranayama of choice. I'm going to use my single nostril breathing, the left nostril only. But you can use the smiling, inhale through the teeth, breath. Or inhaling through rolled tongue breath. And releasing your breathing technique to sit there quietly and notice how you feel. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.